Good morning, Giants. Welcome to Wake Up with Giants TV. Have you ever wondered how to embrace your truth? We got a show for you. Good morning, Giants. I don't know what's going on with my lighting, so we'll just kind of roll with it this morning. That is the truth. Something's going up with my lighting. But if you haven't subscribed on YouTube, go ahead and join us on YouTube, Wake Up with Giants TV, because then you can subscribe, hit the alert button, and know every dang time that we get on here. Sounds awesome, doesn't it? And then go join us on Facebook at Tribe of Giants, because we got a support network of 1,000,000,000,000,000 people. Okay, there's 4,000 right now.
It might not be so true, but
What?
4,000 is good.
Is that even a number?
1 bazillion people. 1 million people.
There will be.
There will be.
And there's a lot of fun people on there. There's a lot of great people, like this one right here, and this one
Good morning.
right here.
Good
Now
morning.
I'm blushing.
Well, you are a little red.
This is Nicholas T. Smith. I'm
Good
Ryan
morning.
Morris.
Let's do this. Let's
do
dive
this.
in. Let's create some distinctions first thing. So the distinction between truth and honesty, lying and ignorance, maybe we'll dive into that, because truth is it's a relative and a factual term. So it's things that can be measured in our environment. So something is true. If you look at the etymology of the word truth, it means to be steadfast. So when you say like true north, as an example, you could truly go north, and it would be in that direction. It would be true in that direction. But truth also is something that's measured in our environment. But truth is relative. People have their own truths. They have their beliefs and values, and those compile their truths. And so honesty is sharing that you believe as truth openly, so that there's no deception with another person. A lie is simply that you know something and you tell it in a different form. So you could not know something and tell it, and it would be untrue, and that wouldn't be a lie. That would be honesty, according to attorneys. It would be you're telling your truth, but it's not accurate. Like, it might be inaccurate. The ignorance is knowing a truth but ignoring the truth and then telling something different. So it's ignorance is that idea that you know that there is something different from what you're telling. So that kind of leans into becoming a lie. And so your truth, which is what this show is about, is not the truth, because there's no book that you go to that says this is the truth. Even in research, you find that one truth changes over time with research. And so something might be true today, but tomorrow it might not be anymore. And so as soon as there's new evidence for it, that truth or that fact now changes, and the new fact takes over based on evidence. And so we kind of see that, going through history, there were a lot of things that were shared as facts that aren't facts anymore. So owning your truth, embracing your truth, is simply what you believe and hold dear for yourself as important, as valuable, speaking that so that somebody else knows what's going on within you. That's honesty. I think we're speaking more of honesty here than anything, is that when you let other people know what you hold as your pieces, your truth, your values, then they know how to interact with you from their own.
Yeah, and I think authenticity starts to slide into there as well. Is that I was thinking about this topic as you sent it out, and I was kind of wondering what angle you would come from, but I
every angle.
have all angles.
If
Like
it were a circle,
omni angle.
I'd come from a circle angle. I don't know. Is that
um,
possible?
I now I don't know,
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, man. Took you
but
off course.
no, I know where I'm at.
All right.
So, as far as authenticity, that's that could be something that could bring up fear, that could bring up a lot
Yeah.
of emotion. It could bring up a lot of stories, history. Those are the things that started flooding to my mind of like, okay, well, how do you embrace your truth? There's like one side of me is like, okay, well, I could do that, but then not show it or tell it. And then there's the other side where you build up that courage to be able to then shine the light on it and
Yeah.
share
Yeah.
it.
And I think that's, I think we pick and choose where we do that depending on how comfortable we feel with the person we're sharing with. I think of the Goonies version of truth where they're like, tell us everything. And so it
Everything.
opens up, right? Well, in fifth grade, I took a candy bar. You don't have to go into that much detail. That's still honesty. That's embracing your truth. You don't have to tell every facet of your life. Um, but I think it's important, especially when it comes to relationship or working with other people, is if there's something that's causing conflict in you, to embrace that means to support it, hold on to it, and share it no matter, like Amy's saying here, no matter the outcome. And it's not that you're out there blatantly hurting people, you're being honest with what's going on within you. There's no deception in it.
Hmm.
The deception is where we feel betrayal and things like that. The deception. Like if you have an agenda and you don't say that to somebody, then that can feel like, well, you didn't tell me. Where if I would have known that, maybe I could have done something with it. And
Hmm.
it's really hard. None of us really know what's going on in another person until they tell us. And
Right.
then we only know based on what they tell us. So our version of them is whatever they say.
Yeah.
And so learning to own that, there's a book called Radical Honesty. The guy is funny, funny as hell. I mean, he swears through the whole book. It's my kind of book. It's like written by a truck driver who's a psychologist. And he talks about radical honesty is simply speaking what's going on inside of you. And you kind of get to pick and choose where you do that, right? So you embrace your truth and you choose where you're going to share that. This isn't about right making or wrong making in any form.
Yeah. I'm thinking for those that are at home sitting there, they're starting to discover their truths,
Yeah,
and like this nervous pit in their stomach, the questioning and wondering if I share my truth or what's true to me, right?
yeah.
The what are the consequences? What happens as I do that? And
Mm.
I'll tell you, that there could be consequences one way or another. There's always consequences, But what I've found as I've shared my truth and started leaning into me and telling others about it, that um, I've been amazed at. I've built up this story of how it would go. Like, I'm going to lose family. I'm going to lose all these
Mhm.
friends.
Yeah,
This is going to happen. That's going to happen. Start creating this future story of what's going to happen. And I'll, for the most part, it's kind of been anticlimactic. Like there's been like, it hasn't been like I thought it was going to go.
you're all, damn it. I
Yeah,
was hoping for
kind of
more excitement.
disappointed. I wanted to
More
lose some
gunfights,
family and friends.
fireworks. Yeah, all of it.
No, I was so nervous about it
Yeah,
that I was just I don't know. I had this story going, and as I've done it, I've been impressed with the people that really know me already and that don't care, that
right.
just love. And those are really the people you want to find and hold on to, and you know these type of people right here,
Yeah.
you know. And there's a
I,
lot of them. There's a lot of them in our tribe that
Amy, going back to that, like, that's a practice because even it still comes up. Like, I want to hide what's really going on because I go into that prediction, like you say, that's where our suffering comes from, is that prediction, that anxiety of what if this happens because I do this thing. And there's a lot of us that have truths in here that we're afraid to voice them because of the predictions that we've made.
Mm-hmm.
None of that has even happened, but we're out there making these predictions based on our experiences, which are our values. Our experiences are those anchored values that tell us how they're our guiding principles in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And so we predict from that, and then we have anxiety because we think it's going to go a certain way. And then, like you say, you share it and you're like, that was it. Uh, I was hoping for more by a lot. So I think being honest, especially, and honest is relative. I hope people hear that. Your honesty is just speaking your truth, and so owning that, no matter what happens on the other side. But it gives a person a chance on the other side to see if they want to be in alignment with that or not. And that's really all you're doing, is you're giving another person a chance to see if they want to move forward in that truth,
Mm-hmm.
if their truth aligns with your truth, and if you guys can move forward. And so sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I went through a divorce 2 years ago, and it was 3 years of trying to figure out our truths before that. But when we got real honest, it was that we were so far out of alignment with each other that coming to that understanding of where each of us stood allowed us to move away from each other,
Mm.
or in some cases to move together. Like, so speaking your truth helps another person know where you're coming from. And
Yeah. What
yeah,
what also comes up is like inside of the speaking your truth and the fears and the wonder, the worry, all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Judgments,
yeah,
judgment of your own judgment of yourself,
yeah.
your judgment of others, what they're thinking, all
Yeah.
of all of the stuff.
Oh, Jesus.
Talk me through. Oh, geez. I
If he
wonder
were
what
on this show,
I
I think he
wonder
would be
what
saying,
Jen's
"Oh
thinking this
me,
morning.
oh me."
Hi, Jen.
Sorry if that's offensive.
Hi,
Uh,
Natalie. Hi, Carrie.
okay,
So talk to me about judgments and stories and all that stuff too.
so I'm
Tell
going to
us a
lean
story,
on
Nicholas T. Smith.
what is love, what is truth, baby, don't hurt me. No,
You didn't know it was going to
I
be
don't
this
know
kind
a
of show, huh?
story.
Yeah.
No,
Sing us a
I
song.
I would have people lean on Debbie Roth for
Mm,
judgments. So if you want to learn about forgiveness work and forgiving your judgments and what are judgments, Debbie Roth is phenomenal. So I would lean on her first. Um, but when you're looking at your judgments, really what you're doing is you're making predictions, and then you have these experiences inside of you that are coming up and creating emotion in you, and then use that emotion to act on or say something or do something. But before that, you're making all these predictions. So pre-word, you're saying all these things in your head and you're projecting those out onto the world, because that's what we do as humans, is we're trying to predict things based on our environment and what we hold as valuable. So we
mhm,
make these predictions and judgments based on our experiences, and our experiences become our truths, our values. And so from that, we start to see things, we start to believe things, we start to feel emotions around things, we start to predict things, all from those values. And so it really rules how we show up in relationship with other people. It doesn't matter what kind of relationship. And so our judgments could be faulty. If we're talking to somebody and we think that we know them, all we know is our judgment of them. And so really just owning your judgments, that, man, I really judge this person as, and I forgive myself for judging this person as. Um, there's some cases where you can learn from something. If somebody stabs you with a knife, let's say, that's a little extreme, but you're going to learn, well, it's probably not too safe to be around that person. You're going to move away from them. That's different from a judgment. That's a learning.
There's some people that have told me they'd cut me, so
Yeah.
probably need to avoid that
I
person.
will, yeah, or yeah, they're in jest, they're okay. But I think judgments are just our truths about another person based on our experiences that we've had. And so we bring up all this stuff and we put it on another person, and then we project on them and then judge them from our own predictions. Byron Katie says,
Mm,
we're judging somebody for the theater we're playing in our mind about them that they don't even know about. They don't even know there's a movie.
right.
And so I think it's important that when we speak our truth, we're just opening up about what's going on in here. What is my experience? What are my values? What do I hold as truth? Sharing that with another person, they may or may not hold space for it.
And yeah, it's there's a point too where you just get tired of holding in the truth too. Like I wanted to
Yeah.
just be as authentic, me as possible, and
Yeah.
and wanted to see where the cards, like I don't know where it all fell down. I don't know if
Yeah. Don't know.
that makes sense.
And what people will do with the truth is they'll throw out shame and guilt. And that's not what this is about. It's not about shame and guilt. It's just simply owning what you hold as true, hold as valuable, hold as dear, and sharing that with another human. And so that's honesty. That's embracing it. Like, this is who I am. You could say this is who I fucking am. Does it work for you or not?
Yeah, I
And that
also I
it's not deal with it. It's not that.
if you're in a spot where you're having some internal battles about it
Yeah.
and you can't quite peg it all down and figure it out, go find some people that can help. I got a lot of help from this one right here,
Yeah. Yeah.
this one right here,
Yeah.
this one right here,
Yeah.
this one right here, this
Yeah.
one right here.
Damn.
There was a lot. Well, there's probably more that are on here that haven't piped up, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of people out there that have been through what you've been through or close to it
Yeah.
and can relate and understand. And this one right here,
Yeah.
and can be there to support and have some tools. I went and had a session with Amy Bingham.
Wow.
Wow, what a powerful person that can sit there and hold space for you as you tell a story and talk to her about what's going on, and then be able to help you process and move through it, and then cut some cords. And same with Carrie. Carrie and I have had multiple sessions, and those types of people can really help you dive deep to the root of some of the issues
Yeah.
that you're having, some of those stories and judgments, and then release them. It's amazing.
That's a
It's
thing. It's the freedom,
amazing.
right?
Yeah, the freedom that comes from it is like the weight that comes off is
I was holding up for this. Like,
right. Son of a
damn it. You'd be like a chair, like an elephant tethered to a chair, right? Like,
yeah, like it's
just
nothing.
share it.
Or just has the shackle, but it's not tied to anything. You've
Yeah.
just shackled yourself. And
Yeah.
so um anyway, keep
Yeah. Anyway.
build up your courage to speak your truth.
Yeah.
Brene Brown type stuff,
Yeah.
authenticity, like anything you can do to get around some giants that have already done there, done that.
Dude, I am so
Well,
judging you about your grammar.
yeah, well, guess what? I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
But
No.
if I did, then I would be sad. But I'm not sad at all. So,
Yeah. Can you see that? Like, I shared my truth. You shared
and
my truth.
I'm
I'm
so
good with
happy
your
for you.
truth. You're good with my
I'm
truth.
so happy that you
Hey,
judge me
let's
about
move
my
forward.
grammar. You're a great buddy.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
yeah.
Well, guys, go look at your truth first. So before you go start sharing your truth and dumping it all over the world, like
Hey,
Goonies style,
we got you.
yeah, go check out your truth and see what your truth is. Like, be honest with yourself first. So yeah,
What is grammar?
what is grammar but a rule put on by humans of what they consider to be fact?
Yeah.
But what is grammar? And in Spanish, it's totally different. If I were to speak in Spanish, I would totally screw up the English grammar.
I'd screw up all the grammar.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Any other thoughts?
Just go make it a giant day, Giants.
Awesome.
That's it. We love
Okay,
you.
guys. Love you too. Remember, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. We will see you in the next video. If I can find this button.
Yeah,
Meh.
whatever.